Morning, guys. Happy Wednesday to you. I want to go over commercial structural framing systems with you today, or the skeleton of the building. The structure of life I have described in buildings is deeply and inextricably connected with the human person and with the innermost nature of human feelings. It's a quote by Christopher Alexander. The things that I'm going to go over with you: the purpose of the structural framing systems, what low-rise framing systems are, what cast-in-place concrete structures are, structural steel, load-bearing walls, and hybrid systems, as well as cost and structural efficiency. The purpose of structural framing is to provide strength which holds the structure up and holds it down too. Equally as important, especially when we're talking about crazy weather. Despite gravity, vertical loads, lateral sideways loads from earth movement and winds and so forth, and stability to maintain the shape and to minimize the movement. Low-rise, 3 stories or less by definition. Commercial framing systems may be similar to residential constructions. Wood frame, light gauge steel, very much the same thing. However, the use of commercial buildings often differs from residential usage. Commercial building considerations: heavy traffic, heavier loads, more wear and tear, larger open spaces, and easy maintenance. Most notably for low-rise at least, is usually larger open spaces, large spanning spaces for commercial application where you can't have beams, vertical beams as load support beams all over the place. Because commercial buildings are subjected to heavier loads, more wear and tear, commercial buildings must be stronger and more durable than typical residential construction. In addition, the owners of commercial buildings desire easy, low-cost maintenance. I could go on for a very long time about how long these buildings need to last, but especially with low-rise ones and strip malls and plazas, they don't tend to last as long as residential homes. So, the argument can be made that they're more of a temporary structure, especially as commercial occupants change so often. But nonetheless, their durability for what they're going to be used for is usually limited to the practical application of the original designer. Some common commercial framing systems: cast-in-place concrete. That's where they pour the concrete right there, concrete walls right there in place. Structural steel framing using I-beams and heavy beams for load-bearing walls, and then hybrid systems. Cast-in-place: forms are built, reinforcement is placed, concrete is poured and finished in place. The left picture, wooden forms were used to cast the concrete slabs. And in the center picture, cast-in-place concrete can be formed to almost any shape. You'll notice the nice curves there. And then the right picture, concrete is pumped into higher floors. Oh no! Sorry about that, guys. My allergies are killing me. Okay, where was I? Cast-in-place concrete frame. Here they cast in place the concrete columns and then also as well the concrete slabs. Structural steel. Structural members are fabricated off-site. Members are delivered to the site, and then the members are erected per the design. Let's take a look at some of the components in steel framing. We've got lateral braces going corner to corner. Structural steel columns, vertical posts those are. Open web steel roof joists in order to set the steel expanded steel on top of, usually as a base for the concrete pour, which is the steel decking, and then the structural steel floor beams. Load-bearing walls. Masonry load-bearing walls with light gauge steel trusses here in the corner in the upper left. Tilt-up load-bearing walls in the lower left with structural steel and open web steel joist floor and roof framing. For load-bearing walls, they can be masonry, precast, or tilt-up. And for the floor and roofing, wood framing, light gauge steel framing, structural steel, all options. Load-bearing walls for open web floor joists, as they're showing here in the picture. The load-bearing wall being made out of cinder block or CMU wall. Hybrid framing systems. Structural steel, cast-in-place concrete load-bearing walls. It's a combination of the two. Hybrid systems can combine two or more different framing systems. When we talk about the cost of construction is an important consideration when choosing a structural system. The cost of a structure is directly related to the weight of materials used to build the structure. Lower material weight equals lower cost. Higher material weight equals higher costs. The structural efficiency is the ratio of the maximum design load that a structure will carry to the weight of the structure itself. The higher the structural efficiency means less material weight, lower costs. The lower the structural efficiency means the more material weight equals the higher the cost. And this would be the formula for that, for a design load. So that's it for today, the things that I wanted to cover. The purpose, what low-rise systems are, what cast-in-place concrete is, structural steel, load-bearing walls, hybrid systems, cost, and structural efficiency. All right, so what we're going to be going over here is some more topics like this while you are working on your term paper, your architecture term paper. Please come back tomorrow, check in. I will have more concepts and essential questions for you to go in your notebook, and that will go into your student participation grade for the week. Any questions or concerns, please email me directly. If we need to talk, we can do that too.